Golden State Warriors and the Toronto Raptors. And the Warriors, another victory here. A lot of people were counting the Warriors out and saying they're one of the worst teams they're going to be in the West. But now they improved to 6-4 here with a 106-105 victory. Now we'll start off with Toronto. And Pascal Siakam, another good game here for him. 25-11, 9-19 from the field, and 2 for 4 from 3. So Siakam, he's probably the best player now on this Toronto Raptor team. And after that game walking off the court early, he's come back and he's played really well right now. So Siakam, he went second at third round of most fantasy drafts, and he's living up to that draft value, and he's putting up the numbers. So Siakam, he was a player I was big on this season, and so far he's put up great stats. Norman Powell, he was a recommended ad this week. But in this game, he didn't do much, only 22 minutes of work, 9 points, 3 rebounds, 3 of 8 from the field, then he added a 3. Powell, though, he's been pretty decent the last couple games, so I think this was just a down game for him, and I think he'll bounce back, and he's a player I said to pick up this week on waivers. OG Anunoby, 10.6 rebounds, 4 of 12 from the field, 2 for 6 from 3. So OG, he's playing major minutes with another big one in this one, 37 minutes. So he's getting the playing time. The Raptors are obviously high on him by giving him the playing time and a contract extension and letting a few guys walk in free agency. So he's going to get the opportunities, but he's going to be a player that I think is going to be inconsistent most of the season. Kyle Lowry, he's been solid once again this year. When you think Lowry's done, he continues to keep getting the job done. 17 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists on 5 of 14 shooting, 3 for 8 from the field. So Lowry, he's been a good story the last few seasons for this Toronto team, and he continues to be a leader and a player with good fantasy value at this time here for Toronto. So Lowry, he's playing major minutes. He's getting the job done here, and fantasy owners, they should be confident with Lowry on their team that he could help them. Fred VanVleet, he's been another good player this season. 21 points once again in this one. 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 9 of 20 from the field, 3 for 10 from 3. So VanVleet got the big contract here from Toronto in the offseason, and he's producing, and he's got the green light to take as many shots as he wants. Once again leading the Raptors in shot attempts in this game with 20. But I think the pecking order in this offense goes Siakam, VanVleet, and then Kyle Lowry. But all 3 of these guys, they're getting good usage. They're producing, but this Raptor team, for whatever reason, they can't make stops anymore on defense. And they're 2-7 on the season. Chris Booker, a lot of people high on him. And another good game for Booker. 15.6 boards, 6 of 10 from the field, and 2 for 3 from 3. So Booker, he was a sleeper in a lot of fantasy drafts coming into the season, and he's produced good numbers. And he needs an injury, though, for his value to really skyrocket and him put up big numbers. But right now, Booker, he's been a good ball player for this Raptor team, and fantasy owners, he should be owned in a majority of leagues. Terrence Davis, Flynn, and Johnson, they have no value at this time. And Aaron Baines, he didn't play because of coach's decision. So Toronto, it looks like they're shaking things up here now, and they're going in a different direction. Now to the Warriors side of things, James Wiseman, he only played 16 minutes, but he had 10 points, 7 rebounds, 5 of 7 from the field, and 0 for 1 from 3. So Wiseman, big touted rookie this year, 2nd pick overall he was in the NBA draft, and he's a player I like a lot. I actually got Wiseman in 3 of my fantasy leagues, and he's going to have good nights, and then he's going to have mediocre nights like this. But as the season goes on, and as he learns the NBA game, I think Wiseman, he's going to be better, and he's going to be a big factor for fantasy owners. Steph Curry, the worst game of his career from shooting the basketball, 2 of 16 from the field, and 1 of 10 from 3. So Steph, it was just an off night for him. It happens. When you're a great shooter, some nights the ball just doesn't drop, and that's what it is with shooters. But shooter mentality is you keep shooting the ball, and he still added some good other stats, 100% from the line, and 9 rebounds and 6 assists, and his team got the win. So Curry, I'm not worried about him. He's had a great season so far this year, and it was one hiccup in the road for him here. Draymond Green, he finally showed up with a fantasy-relevant ball game in this one. 1 rebound shy of a triple-double, 10 points, 9 rebounds, 10 assists, and he even added 2 threes was Green. But Green, though, he's not great at one thing in fantasy, but this was a throwback type of line here for Draymond. And hey, hopefully he gets it going now and he has good fantasy value and he helps this Warrior team contribute and be good this season. But right now, Draymond Green, I'm not going to expect much from him, but I'm not also going to drop him yet if I'm a Green owner, unless he struggles now the next few weeks. Kelly Oubre, mediocre game. And this season, it's just been a whole season of a shooting slump for Oubre. 12.6 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 of 14 from the field for Oubre, and 1 of 6 from 3. So Oubre, he's got to get it going, though. But I think he will. Right now, he's with a new team. We're only 10 games in, and Oubre, he's the type of player who could go on crazy streaks and get things going. So if for some reason he was dropped in your league, I would go out there and get Oubre because I think better games are ahead for him. Andrew Wiggins, mediocre game in this one. He almost didn't play. He was questionable coming in. 17 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 7 of 17 from the field, and 3 of 10 from 3. So Wiggins this season, I've noticed he's added more assists to his game, and his 3-point shooting, he's trying to improve, even though he shot 30% from the field at 3 in this one. But I think Wiggins, he'll be a decent player. You know, he could score the basketball. And like I said, he's adding other categories to his game this year. Kent Bazemore, he got a decent game, 9 points, 5 boards, 3 assists, but he's not on radars at this time. Eric Pascal, he definitely is, though. He's a player I recommended to add this week at the forward position off waivers. 15 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist, 5 of 10 shooting, and 1 for 2 from 3. Pascal, we saw him last season in a bigger role with all the injuries this Golden State Warrior team have. Put up solid fantasy numbers and be a contributor to the Warriors and fantasy teams. And now that Marquise Chris is out for the season, he's been playing the backup center and forward positions, and he's really delivered. So if he's out there in your fantasy leagues, you should go out there and get him because he could contribute and help your team. Damian Lee, 13 points, 2 boards. I got to see more out of him, and there needs to be some injuries for him to have value. And Looney, Wanamaker, and Mulder, minor minutes in this one. They don't have value. So that was the January 10th recap of the Fantasy Basketball Day and of obviously the Toronto Raptors and the Golden State Warriors.